Hey, we made it work.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Second time asking.
Thanks to everybody that tuned into the 45-second broadcast like 5 minutes ago. It was probably one of the most coherent we've ever sounded.
Accurate.
How are we, boys? We all good?
Good, aye.
Well, that was not energetic for a side that's unbeaten in 10, sitting top of the league. We already bored it.
It's not any funny anymore.
I think we were just excited for what could be a classic Hibs in it, and then just heard as we went live what happened. So,
well, there's still time, Tam. You can never rule it. Can never rule it a good Hibs in. That's what they do. Well, sorry that it's so late in the week, troops, but we thought we'd get something out before the game on Saturday. So thanks to everybody for tuning in or live on YouTube. So as always, any questions, anything you want to talk about, get in contact. We'll go through Hearts news. We'll discuss our dramatic 3-2 victory at Tannadice on Sunday. And we will preview the Premier Sports Cup on Saturday, where we are away to St Mirren. Sound good, boys?
Sure does.
Definitely.
Cool. Kev, what's been happening?
Not a great deal, mate. Not a great deal. Was at the game on Sunday and had a good day out with my brother. Thought I'd lost my phone to start with, which was a bit of a pain in the tits, not going to lie. But the wee bastard had it in his back pocket. Made me fucking shit myself. But other than that, it was a good day out. Then back to
Were
work.
you one of the people that got hit with a £100 parking ticket or whatever it is that made the news?
No, I wasn't. I was fortunate enough to have gone up by bus, which was actually quite good fun.
Was it good fun, Kev? Was it? Was it a right good day out on the bus, Kev?
On the bus.
What a wanker.
Gavin and Keith.
Yeah, Gavin and Stacey. It was a right good fun day. We loved it. Speaking of wee wanks, Tam, what's been happening?
Not much, mate. Not much. Been off this week, so I had a few days down in York, which was good for the weather, and just basking in the glory of being top of the league. That's it.
I need to ask you, Tam, when you were in York, were you a total tourist, and did you go to Betty's tea room?
I did not. Nah, I've been to York 3 times. Never wanted to spend that much on tea or cakes, even though I'm a fat cunt as well, which sounds mad.
It just feels like the kind of thing you would do in a city like that. So, okay, just checking.
I told you before about the time I had to go performance manage a manager that ran one of our shops in York because they were getting terrible conversions, even though they had 2 feet of water in their shop. It's like the river had burst and the thing was flooded, but they kept the shopping centre open, or they kept the whatever, the precinct or whatever it was called, open. And we walk in to be like, I hate my job. And they're like, how? I was like, I've been sent in here to get you into trouble because you're not making money and you've got a crap conversion and you've got 2 feet of water in your shop. Like, what? There you go. So
Unreal.
York's a shithole, but there you go. Ando, what's been happening?
No much, man. But I feel like I'm deathly ill. The message we had in a group chat earlier on, somebody's turned a tap on and left it running on my guts. It just feels like the entire world is falling out of my arse. But it's apart from that, it's a great laugh.
Well, not to put any conspiracy in your head, but you did spend some time with Tam like a week ago.
Well, this is it. Aye.
Now you're ill.
I watched them destroy a bucket of chicken wings, and I
on
never even got one of them. Well, it was a scandal.
Right. Welcome back to the Smith Story podcast. Like I said, we'll discuss all things Hearts. We starting with the limited Hearts news. Ando, is there anything kicking about?
A couple of bits. So, first one, Adam Forrester recalled from his loan at St Johnstone. And I've seen a couple of bits in the media this week about a cooperation loan. I had never heard of a cooperation loan until this week. So maybe one of you can enlighten me into how that's different to a normal loan. Like, I know we've got a cooperation agreement with them. Is it just as simple as that? I'm not sure, but one of you can let me know exactly what that is. And he's coming back because obviously the plagued right back position. So thoughts on that, Kev?
Yeah, so my understanding of the loan system is that you can recall the player at any point. It's not like during an actual transfer window. Plus, my understanding as well that he can actually just stay at Hearts and do his training from Monday to Friday kind of idea. But on match days, he will join up with said club. In Forrester's case, it's St Johnstone, but it was one of the longest running agreements. What was it, 5 days or something like that? He was straight back at the club. But I don't know if there's been any news of potential signings in that for that position of right back. Although probably Steinvender could fill that through any particular injury crisis that we may have.
I don't know about any potential transfer for that position. As I say, when I do the news desk, it is quite simple. Have a look in the BBC website, having a look in the Hearts website, and there's nothing confirmed there. So the any signing targets or rumours or whatever often come via a group chat. And I defer to you, Tam. You heard any news on right back signings? Anything doing the rounds dinner?
Nah, as far as mechanics said in the press conference yesterday, was it yesterday? Basically, there's no more incomings planned at the moment. Obviously, we've got a bloated squad at what, 32, 33?
Players,
something like that. Well, a wee bit less.
I don't
than
think
that.
the injury to Borchgrevink is as bad as what we suspected as well. So,
sounds like a bit of sports scientist sort of saying it's worse than it is, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is an area of the park that I know you're nitpicking because we've managed to make it work, but it is one of those probably positions that would be the priority now before the end of the transfer window is to try and get someone in potentially. But anybody coming in would mean that Forrester would go straight back out on loan, I would imagine. But I think he played most of the 8-1 victory against Ross County on Wednesday in the bounce game. So I'd bet my house on Adam Forrester starting it right back on Saturday v St Mirren.
Do you not think that's what he's there for in a sense anyway? Like, he's not ready for starter every single week, but he's a young player. Obviously, he's got his critics, but is he not there to be back up if there is an injury to Borchgrevink anyway?
What's a lesser of two evils? He needs to play football to learn the game, and you can't learn on the job at Hearts.
Yeah.
So he's not going to get chucked in and cost us a goal or cost us a game. So he's not going to play, and we need him to get first team experience to see how well he does. And playing first team football is better than hanging about a B team or an academy or whatever. So yeah, I get it. I think it's a season too early for him potentially, if he makes it at all. But he's young enough, athletic enough. He's got enough of the attributes. I think he just needs to learn his trade. And like I said, I don't think he won't get that education playing for Hearts because we can't carry any passengers. So yeah, it makes sense if someone does come in that he'll go out. But again, it's just nitpicking. It's just the one area of the park that hasn't seemed to click as well as the rest of the positions anyway.
And the next bit of news that somebody mentioned just a wee second ago was a closed door bounce game. I think it was at the training ground. 8-1 victory against Ross County, and Big Elton managed to get a hat trick. It was from the news article I read. I think McInnes had said in a presser earlier on in the week that Ross County had offered the game. I think because they've got a free weekend after not being involved in the next round of the League Cup or whatever. But again, you can only beat what's in front of you, and it's a bounce game. It's not probably exactly a stern test, but again, massive positives that you're able to score 8 goals against a complete jobber team from the Highlands. So, thoughts on that?
Well, unlucky Don Kelly. Wish him nothing but the best in his career. Great servant to the club. But I think it's if we all cast our minds back to Robbie Nielsen 1.0, the after Budgement Day, these things like booking plastic pitches and training on them, training with 10 men, Derek McInnes keeping the momentum going with players that are only getting fits and starts here and there by
sorry, is someone at Silverstone?
Some form of racing car has just went past my window. But again, having a proper manager playing the players, so everybody that came on as a sub played in the match on Wednesday. He gave game time to the players that haven't been playing, and I think everybody that you want to score a goal scored a goal. I wait, Lewis Hamilton might be on his way back.
Breaking news, and we can probably cut this bit, but Hibs have scored again, but it's been chalked off for offside. And for anybody that isn't realising what's going on there now, obviously Hibs are playing Partizan in the Euro qualifier, and I've got it on in the telly in the background. So there we go. Apologies for steamrolling.
We only want updates when Partizan score. We do not need to know any other updates.
Correct.
Duly noted. You'll hear me scream if Partizan score again, so you'll know what's going on.
That's what we need.
How's Lewis Hamilton doing qualifying though? Is he just driving past again? Did you say?
I think I can hear him about to go past. He's obviously just got a text with his bird saying she's got an empty.
The time trial at the Pyramids Grand Prix going well.
Back to football. It's again just all the type of stuff that we seem to miss from what Robbie was doing. It was great first time round. Then it's just thinking ahead, try to keep the momentum going with players, keep them chomping at a bit to get a game. We have a very bloated squad, so when it gets to the winter months and they're sitting in the stands and it's pissing with rain and freezing, are they going to be as enthusiastic and energetic about no getting a game? So yeah, it's always good to batter Diddy teams, so keep some momentum going, and hopefully we see some of that roll into the game on Saturday.
Good stuff.
Good. It must be hard for McInnes though to, as you say, to try and keep these players, I don't know, happy. Just how many people now that Neuenhoff and Benny are back on Saturday, like how many people are going to actually be sitting in the stand out of that squad? It's like these games are
they better be on the waiting list, mate. We've got 7,000 folk on the waiting list. Find out Benny
sold out as well.
We better get his exchange ticket or whatever it is. But again, there is one very, very, very easy solution to stop discontent spreading. That is to win football matches. I think most people understand the game and the sort of career that they've taken is football. You sit on the bench until you get the opportunity, and then if you've sat there for 3, 4, 5 games in a bounce and you're missing out on the euphoric wins and all that sort of stuff, that if you're only getting 20 minutes, you've got 20 minutes to really put your name in the hat type thing. It keeps everybody absolutely at it. So that's the easiest way to keep people motivated, is to keep winning football matches.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cool. And then the other big bit of news was Sunday's result, which we'll cover in more detail just shortly. So Dundee United 2, Heart of Midlothian 3, and a fairly good performance all round. As I say, we'll cover that in more detail. I did have a quick look, and that is 10 games unbeaten now, 10 competitive games anyway, unbeaten in a row. And the last time I can find that we went on that run, and I'm happy to be corrected, it was away back in 1960. So it's a decent marker to be thrown down to the rest of the league, I think. Top of the league, 6 points on goal difference or goals scored, and just the Gorgie juggernaut continues. Big physical Hearts building momentum in the league campaign, so great to see. Your thoughts, Corbett? You buzzing?
Well,
yeah.
I think we've only done it twice. I think we've done 14, I think, is the club record, 14 wins in a row. But we've done 10. We've done 10 twice in the 60s and the 1800s and then 18 something. So it's what we spoke about. You take a really bad situation of finishing in the bottom six and use it to your advantage as a springboard to then bounce into the new season, knowing that you're playing League Cup football. You've got an opportunity to change the moon music, the narrative around the club. So things like, I know it's really insignificant now, but the winner by Stephen Kingsley at Kilmarnock in the last game of the season, that's massive for us, because we'd have been 10 unbeaten, but to have 10 wins on a bounce is a completely different feeling to just being unbeaten. Do you know what I mean? So it's huge. If we can get to 11 after Saturday, that'll be some going, given that the next game, we've got a home game on the next game coming up. So yeah, momentum is absolutely key. So seamlessly into, let's discuss Dundee United 2, Hearts 3. Kev, you were at the game. Actually, one of the things, the byproduct of us winning 10 games in a row is you can't get a fucking ticket. So Saturday's also sold it. I've had my loyalty points chopped in half, and I'm taking that personally because I don't believe for a second that I've had a fair reduction. They've done it because they hate me.
Well, they must hate me as well, mate. Must be the whole show.
I didn't want to be the one to say it, but you've pissed enough people off at the club. That's exactly it. But
Have
you're
you emailed them
tarring
for the
us with
working?
the same brush, because we've all had ours cut and all. But it's just the cycle, isn't it? It's like however long they last for, and then some stuff rolls off. So, just unlucky.
It's a serious point though, is that all these Diddy teams selling tickets direct to Hearts fans is fucking the loyalty point system, because
Definitely.
there are people that travel all place and don't get any tickets for going to away games, which is something that needs to be looked into. Not that I'm better because I didn't get a ticket for Saturday, but I definitely. So Kev, what was your thoughts pre-game, seeing the starting 11?
I don't think I was that surprised, in all honesty. We've spoke about it enough times that you, where possible, stick with a winning squad, or at least a winning team. So I wasn't expecting a great deal of changes. I think we knew that Borgovic was definitely going to be out, and it was whether or not we went with a flat back four, or as we did start the game, with a back three. And I think the biggest surprise, but not a surprise if you know what I mean, was seeing Forrest starting the game. However, I think a lot had been put on that he would have been the sort of option as a right wing back, and each of us here probably know perfectly well that is not the best position for James Forrest.
Nah, and I think we're at a point now where I don't think Derek McInnes thinks James Forrest is the answer, but
or even his brother Alan.
Yeah, but it's a bit. Why are we calling him James? That was you, Kev. I just copied you, Kev.
Oh, not the first time, mate. It's not the first time.
I was going to let it slide, but I was like, nah, can't do it.
No, it's too much. I didn't even notice, to be honest. So.
Move on to your next point, Kev. We're not even talking about it. I've not even making my point. You've ruined that, and you've maybe ruined the whole night, but it's fine. Let's move on. Okay, now, Kev.
Hang your shame, you absolute gimp.
Yeah, sorry.
Derek McInnes knows that he's not the master plan isn't Alan Forrest playing out wide every game. But again, go back to the playing bounce games. People over-egg the importance of experience in the Scottish game. Look at Russell Martin winning games in Europe, albeit not playing very well, but cannot win a game here because he can't play against low blocks or the tactics that teams will deploy. Derek McInnes, knowing that there's a slope at Tannadice and prioritising trying to win something as innocuous as the coin toss before the game. These are all the little nuance things that folk that have played in the game and managed in this league will know all about. How many times have been shit-housed by some absolute jobber side because we've tried to play the pro license, A license way playing football that they did a PowerPoint presentation on 2 months ago. Do you know what I mean? And we've been absolute shit-housed by a low block or disrupting the play or a team not playing the way that they're supposed to so that we can play the way that we want to. Those are the things that matter. And I think Alan Forrest plays, Blair Spittle plays because I think Derek McInnes trusts them, knows what they can do, know what it is like to play against Dundee United, rather than chuck a Carjota out there or a Kizaridis, and you expose them to a style of football, a way of playing that they're not used to. So I wasn't surprised to see Alan Forrest there, probably the same vein as every other Hearts fans, as I wasn't buzzing to see Alan Forrest there. But again, we're going to keep saying this and folk will hate hearing it. But we have a manager. We have a manager, and he'll have seen something, and I'll trust that judgment until he does something there. We don't trust his judgment. So, Kev, actually, thought we were pretty unlucky to go in 2-1 down, to be honest with you. It's two absolute howlers for Xander Clark that's made it feel like a game that we didn't have complete control of in the first half.
Oh, 100%. The overall, I mean, everybody said it at the end of the game. The first thing that Xander Clark does is he goes and celebrates with Stuart Finlay, because Stuart Finlay has effectively, got him out of fucking hole. It's as simple as that. And when you look at the free kick,
maybe try and get Stuart Finlay to get your hole, Tam. Maybe see if he's free. Maybe see if he's free. He can help you get your hole if he's digging cunts out. Like,
if you've got contacts at the club, if you can sort me out, I'm all in.
You can deal with that one. But no, my brother said it straight away. When he lined up the wall for the first goal, you seen straight away that Clark just did not look in the right place. And then he can't move his feet quick enough to actually get across. He gets his hand to it, but had he moved his feet quicker, maybe had a better position, from that point of view, he would have hopefully got enough on it to knock it over the bar, whatever the case may be. So there's an error there. And then does that error sit in the back of his mind? And does that then play on his performance then for the second goal, which you should never let in that position? And he knows it himself. You can see the reaction from conceding the goal. He knew perfectly well that was his error. But if you look at it from what you've said, that's the only option or the only real opportunities they had in that first half.
I know your brother. There's no way he didn't see two was. There's no way he didn't see like double vision was like no chance.
15 pints a Guinness later.
Yeah. But you're right. I think, listen, we shouted from the rooftops last year about that, Craig Gordon would make mistakes and he had to be dropped or whatever. Xander Clark, I think, played 3 games last season. So, he went from pretty much being the number one for a full season, playing all the league matches, to then not even getting the league games, the cup games, the European games or anything last season. So he's going to be rusty, and I'm hoping that's the mistakes out of the system. But actually, if you look at the 3 goals that we've conceded so far this season in the competitive games, he should never have been beat by the Dunfermline guy. I think he's gets positioning wrong there. He's not moved along his goal quick enough for that one. The free kick, he's not covered himself in glory, and the second goal for Dundee United is just, I don't even know what he's doing. I don't know if he thinks that the guy's going to cut the ball back and he's been done by by the eyes or whatever, but it's pretty poor all round. But that aside, again, Hearts score under 20 minutes again. We scored in the opening 20 minutes of every game this season. It's something that Derek McInnes talked about for the minute he walked in the door. This George Burley-esque up and at them type stuff, Kevin. Teams are struggling to cope with the pressure.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't think we started that well actually on Sunday. But when you get getting the early goal from the penalty spot, I think that sparked us a little bit. But then we made there was a misplaced pass. Christ almighty, that's not a drink either. In the just before they got the free kick, that I think just properly sort of upset us as such. And Dundee United, did move forward in numbers because we were already sort of pushing on. That to me was the sort of that's when they started to come into it a little bit more. But then after they scored the second goal again, I thought they would have pushed on, but they fell back, and we showed a lot more composure on the ball in that latter part of the first half.
One thing I thought really affected us in the first half as well was Harry Milne's booking, which for me should never be a booking. He's kicking the ball away, I know, but he's kind of basically passed it to the ball boy where he's got this multi-ball system. First half an hour, Harry Milne was tremendous. I thought they couldn't really cope with him. And he's getting that booking for something, I suppose by the rules of the game it is, but the ref also gave one to Dundee United player for the same thing, and it was just like, there's no need. It wasn't like they were kicking in anger, put it that way.
When you talk about Harry Milne, I think that's what also highlights the imbalance on the right hand side, or the need for someone on the right hand side, because we do favour that side of the park, and then the opposition teams target that side of the park. Both the goals for Dundee United come from pretty pish play from Alan Forrest or James Forrest, Forrest Gump, whatever Forrest you want to talk about, by not being a right back or a right wing back. He's in the wrong place. I would be interested to see. I like that we subbed Frankie Kent, because he gives away the free kick for the goal needlessly. Guy's gone absolutely nowhere. He's running into bodies. To be fair to Frankie Kent, it's not a free kick if you ask me. It's pretty powder puff stuff, but you can't really do that in football. But I'm liking, Claudio Braga was hooked at half-time versus Sunderland, even though he scored, because he wasn't pressing enough, he wasn't running around enough. I quite like the idea that Derek McInnes hooked Frankie Kent because he made a mistake and gave a daft goal away. I quite like a ruthless side to the team.
It speaks to standards, doesn't it? Like what you were talking about earlier on, like the bloated squad that we've got, and the players that are sat on the bench knowing that they might only get a few minutes. It's stupid. If you're like any other walk of life, if somebody's crap, get them off. Bring somebody on that's probably got that appetite, and if they do the same thing, then fair enough. You just don't select them the next time. But it just speaks to overall standards, and it's great to see.
I know we say bloated squad as well, but the fact that we now make these subs and they're actually good players coming on makes such a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. Always will. But yeah, Frankie Kent wasn't happy when he came out for the second half. Didn't sit on the bench. He went and sat in the stands with the players that were either injured or not selected for the game. He definitely wasn't a happy guy, and I like that, right? Because just like Ando said there just now, it means that he's got to try and prove himself if he gets selected for the team on Saturday. If he doesn't get selected on Saturday, and he gets a chance to be selected a week on Saturday, and he's got to effectively pull the fighting out. And that can, in my opinion, drive the best out of players. And that's what you've got to hope for.
Do we know why Dundee United never sold that wee bottom tier bit?
No idea.
Nope. See the little square in the far end?
You never got a ticket.
See that, Kev? See the square at the far end? Was that Hearts fans as well, or was that a wee random section of Dundee United fans?
It was a random section of Dundee United fans. I don't know if it was like some sort of like kids club or someone that they do. It seemed to be sort of just like a family section, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if it's maybe something they do as a local sort of community thing. But yeah, it did seem really strange that they wouldn't sell that section just at sort of pitch level.
There's maybe a technical reason for it. So whether it's deemed unsafe by the police commander.
Well, they'll sell them. I bet you they sell those tickets to Celtic and Rangers.
Just about to say that will be the giveaway, right? If they sell it to the Old Firm, then it's a failure on their part, effectively, because we know the appetite was there. So many people wanted a ticket, couldn't get one. It's already spoken about. So, keep an eye on it, I suppose. And then it's just another reason to hate Dundee United, as if we needed one.
Yeah, that's true. I know that his goal didn't count against Aberdeen, but that Shankland scoring in both the league games is a pretty good sign as well. I would quite like some of the chances to start following Lauren Shankland, because a couple of them have fell to Braga, and Braga just doesn't have the sort of composure that Shankland does. Like the header, he literally can put it either side of the keeper and he scores, and he headers it straight at the keeper. So that's my only gripe, is I'd quite like some of the chances to fall for Shankland, because he's the guy that we need on the end of those chances. So obviously 2-1 down at half time. Then the second half, I was a bit like you, Kev, but obviously they're now playing, they're in injury extra time now versus Rapid Vienna. But they obviously had the big European game to look forward to and had just played, but I felt they kind of settled. They were quite happy with try and see you at the game. And then obviously Stuart Finley's equaliser is probably one of the best technical headers you'll see. It's an absolute peach of a header.
He said that himself. He said that's probably the best goal he scored technically. I know that McInnes had a bit of a laugh at Finley's expense on Sunday in the interview, saying that he didn't realise he was actually a goal scorer because he hadn't scored for someone ridiculous like 5 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. He rose really well, directed it, and it goes back to things that we've spoken about before. It's this zonal marking element. If Dundee United had put somebody on the post, that would have been cleared quite easily. But that's not the way to play football nowadays. So all good as far as we're concerned.
Well, what I've noticed from Dundee United, and it's a good thing for Hearts, and Derek McInnes keeps talking about the fact that if we build a reputation from scoring from set plays, it's a big thing. Against Aberdeen, when Milne had the opportunity to put corners in, Spittle always came short for the option, and they were like doing this bit where they were play it short and putting it in. And I think Dundee United have watched our corner routines and then set up to have someone block the ability to take a short corner, which is why they've had no one on the post, because they prioritised putting people out there to try and stop short corners rather than, like you said, the zonal stuff at the posts. So it is paying absolute dividends. Like, I do laugh that folk probably listen to this podcast 1,000 times and used to hate me talking about set plays like it isn't important. Honestly, they are the most important thing in football. Just watching us float aimlessly the corners into the middle of the 6-yard box so the goalkeeper can come out and collect it. I used to absolutely tear my hair out. It used to drive me insane. Nobody moving, people just standing in a line in the 18-yard box or in the penalty spot, and then just try and attack a ball that's floated in right on top of the goalkeeper time after time again. It used to just drive me insane. So the fact that we're actually prioritising that stuff, and we scored 14, 15 goals now direct from corners. And then, like, it's crazy. All 3 goals come from corners on Sunday. It's so important in our league, man. It's mental.
Oh, God. Partizan have scored in 95th minute, 3-1, 3-3.
Ando, don't dare tell me. Don't be lying.
Mate, they have. Hibs won, Partizan 3.
Don't VAR me.
No, there can't be a VAR check. There's no danger.
Don't VAR us, Ando.
5 minutes of added time. They scored in 95 minutes and 1 second.
Well, wait until it's no VAR. Chris
goal
Wilson
stands.
does this to me every game. He'll go, whoever Hibs are playing against, oh, they've scored, and I'll go, wait for VAR. Wait for VAR.
Well, we can fill and wait for VAR, but the
We're
goal
just going to
stands.
have a minute silence until until we get the absolute patter that we want. We'll do in the famous words of William Wallace, hold. Everybody just hold.
Very cultured of you, Corbett. Very cultured.
I have just seen the goal. There's no chance that gets VAR.
Nah, no chance. There's no even a suggestion of a foul or offside or anything like that. So I know goal stands. Partizan manager booked for these celebrations, and we're rolling into injury time.
Let's be the bigger people here, right? There's nothing funny about your rivals conceding a 95th minute equaliser for the second European game in a row. No one likes to see it. Yeah, I took no pleasure in watching that guy score an overhead kick last time. I take no pleasure in watching Partizans equalise in the 95th minute. So let's move past it.
It's better than some of the French shows I've seen this month, man.
That was the last kick. That was the last kick of the game. They've not restarted it, so they're going to extra time.
Class.
Amazing.
Well, that's a real shame, isn't it? That's a real shame.
Well, I feel for them.
Oh, think of the coefficient, boys. Think of the coefficient.
What were we even talking about? What were we talking about?
I was physical hearts.
I was going to comment on what you said. Actually,
set pieces was what.
It's just I just like to hear you talking about in the past tense that we just chuck balls in, not caring where they go. So it's nice to hear because
it's nice to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, Ross Grant,
simple stuff.
Best signing of the season for me.
Yeah, I can't wait until we're the week that we go to Ibrox and we hear how Ross Grant is the huge Rangers man.
He's on a free contract in the summer.
I liked as well that obviously I didn't realise that Tony Bloom was staying. I didn't realise Tony Bloom was going to go to the Dundee United game as well. But I enjoyed the fact that he was there. But I laughed at he sat down with the media, spoke to them, and the West Coast papers picked up saying that Derek McInnes wasn't a Tony Bloom appointment. Well, the Edinburgh-based papers picked up all the impressed how they've been with how we've started the season and all the analytics and the future and that. I'm like, this is strap yourselves in because this is going to be good. If Hearts continue to win matches, Rangers continue to falter, we're going to hear everything. Gogs the kit man, his massive Rangers man, wants to thinks Derek McInnes should go to Ibrox. Loris Shankland is in a huff. Oh, there's another thing actually. We can talk about this since my favourite website Kickback, since I'm so pals with everybody on there. I like that our fat Hun captain hated us winning so much that he near enough chucked a Dundee United player into the stand. Did you see his celebration for the winner?
It was absolutely beautiful. It was almost the definition of a Hulk smashed the guy. Like it just completely just ragdolled him a bit. Brilliant.
Even Jamesy Wilson's reaction as well was also tremendous.
I like that he literally the guy was holding him, let go of him. Shankland grabbed him, screamed in his face, and then turned and screamed in the Dundee United fans' face. Let's also remember that Shankland used to play for Dundee United, so none of this.
Oh, man.
There was a few tweets from Dundee United fans being like, he doesn't care for who he's played for. We gave him the big money move that he should have got, and that I was like, that's amazing.
grow up, lads. Right?
the sustenance that I need. I liked as well that Stuart Finlay got booked for being hit with a lighter. That's a good one. I enjoyed that one. Although
you can't celebrate anymore, can you? You can't celebrate.
Must have been a vape or something, I'm sure, because he was. I don't know what he was then, but was he pretending to smoke it or something? I don't know what he was up to, but it was quite patter. I enjoyed it. Anything else stand out in the game, Kev, when you were there?
No, I think the only thing that I think probably most fans that were at the game would have wanted to see is Kabori at least make a debut. However, with the game at 2-2, and we were definitely the team in the ascendancy in the last 8-10 minutes of the game, I didn't expect to see him, but it would have been nice to be couple of goals up, for example, and see him come on and make his debut. But we've got time for that in the coming weeks.
And I spoke about it at length on Scarce Around the Funnel.
You were going to call it the Other Hearts podcast there. You should have.
That was say number 2 podcast, the second biggest Hearts podcast. But I don't know what to be that guy.
I was going to say there's only 2 podcasts left. I'm sure, isn't there?
No, man. Remember, there's about 960 Hearts podcasts.
But how many of them are actually still going? It's just us and Laurie.
One of the Hearts podcasts took the old Solo Corbett pod thing, and he just rants for his kitchen or whatever it is on his couch. Just talks shit about whatever Hearts are. He used to echo whatever I said in the community chat. He used to take what I say in the community chat and then say it in his podcast or whatever, which was always fun. What were you saying, Kev?
I do want to raise one point. Blair Spittle, if you are listening, or anybody listens, or if anybody has any way of getting in contact with Blair Spittle, tell him to get rid of those fucking green boots. But,
no.
That's it. Did he understand it?
It's the one thing, unless he's superstitious and he's been wearing them since we started winning, fine, but still unacceptable.
You wore a green jacket to about 10 games in a row last season.
More than that. Honestly, I used to road derbies in a green jacket and sit in the Hearts end just because it was my lucky jacket.
Aye, you've worn that. I don't know if it's the green one or whatever, but did you end up wearing like a massive winter coat in unseasonably hot weather, sweating your absolute tits off?
Aye.
That's the level. It all comes down to levels, man. It's brilliant.
I had 2 jackets on at Aberdeen.
You need 2 jackets in Aberdeen. It's always fucking cold up there.
Is it Tynecastle, Kev? It was fine. It was only like last
week. Right, okay, my bad.
That's fine, mate. So don't worry about it, man. It's fine. You're about 18 pints deep. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But the mindset changes what I love the most. At 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 75 minutes, we'd have looked over to the bench and we'd have shut up shop. We'd have played our hand and said a 1-1, 2-2 draw at Dundee United, all things considered, being a goal behind and getting back to 2 each, that's a good result for us. Let's just play our hand. Let's just take what we've got and get up the road. I like the fact that we, although not playing good, we're still like, the last 5 minutes, it was all Hearts. It was literal just ball after ball into the box, shots, crosses, throw-ins, corners. It was all out attack to win. They didn't care if we got hit in the break. They didn't care if any of that stuff. Like, again, you'd say, look, that's football. Hitting the break, chasing the victory. That's how football works. But again, I've said, luck is a mindset. You create your own luck in football. You create positive situations by being positive on the football park. You want to score a goal, cool. You chuck bodies forward, you put balls in the box, you get throw-ins, you get corners, you shoot, you get deflections, you get chances. You want to see the game out, you go to 4-5-1, take a striker off, put a couple of defenders on, and then invite pressure onto you and suddenly feel sorry for yourself because someone's conceded or we've scored and conceded in the last minute. That's what happens. So the mindset change is the thing that I love the most about Hearts. I also enjoy the fact that after the game, we don't get it just, all we won, so write it off and move on to the next one. Derek McInnes after the game I thought was absolutely spot on, again, with his assessment, how the game panned out. He called it exactly how it was, called the keeper out for the mistakes. He said that the first half was good, although not as good as what it should have been. Second half was rubbish at 2 stop-starty. We should have been more effective on the ball. We should have dictated play a little bit better, been a bit more purposeful. And then celebrates the fact that we get the win. It keeps the momentum going. He praises the players that needed to be praised. It's just class to see. Just to remind everybody, in case you forgot, our previous manager said that normally a 0-0 draw at Fir Park would be seen as a good result for Hearts. The same guy said that when Hearts beat Dundee 6-0, our best win of that season, the only highlight on the highlight reel of last season, he said essentially it was a fluke. Don't get used to it. It was just one of those fluke days where they couldn't score and everything we did scored. So to have a change of a manager with a mindset that's completely different, and actually He's got balls to be a Hearts manager. He carries them about with swagger, and actual talks the talk is. I love it. Injected into my veins. I love listening to it. I could listen to it all day long. Right. Anything else, Kev?
No, not from the game at all. As I say, another 3 points. The juggernaut continues.
I've got something
Exactly.
to add. Go.
Oh,
How long do you think before we see this 4 at the back going forward? Because I quite like seeing Kajota, Kizaridis, wingers, high wingers, getting chances in the box, crosses. Do you reckon that's far off rather than the back three?
It depends. I think on Saturday we'll see a back three. I think that he'll look to play. We might see Braga, Wilson and Shankland on Saturday, or Kabore, just because they play three at the back. So I think he'll go man for man up front, try and occupy them, make them, turn and face, go a bit more direct, a bit more in their faces. So I don't think we'll see it to start the game on Saturday. What I'm enjoying about we go 3-4-3 to start the games, try and get a foothold in the game, and then put your foot on their neck and go 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, whatever it is. Change the shape for in a positive direction. Get your wingers on, get pace. Elton's off a hat trick. He's fast as anything. He's rubbish, but in front of goal or whatever. But you put him on to just run channels when they're already sick of running channels and defending and all that sort of stuff. So I think his preferred formation will probably be to have 4 at the back, because I think he would quite like the defensive stability of having a proper right back and a proper left back. But until we get that sorted, I think you'll still see us start games 3-4-3.
Yeah,
which I think
to be fair, I think you're right with what you said earlier about the bounce games and stuff. I think he's bleeding in these players that have never played in Scotland before as well. So that's why Kizaridis, Kajota, Kabore, they're getting minutes here and there. Like Magnuson obviously came on last week. Did he come on at the weekend there? I don't think he did. No,
didn't.
They're getting bled in, and hopefully that's good for 2-3 months time when they're all up to speed.
I'm looking forward to, and I'll take it. I'll take a red card all day, but I want McEntee neck high on Gogic. I want him literally rip it. I didn't care. I'm sick of watching Hearts play St Mirren and watch that stupid no shin guard, white socks at his ankles, wanker run a bit like Pirlo. I want him peeled off somebody's boots, even if it's 30 seconds in the coin toss. Just go right on at the coin toss, neck high. I don't care. I'll take it. But I'm looking forward to seeing us actually have somebody in there that'll bully him on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that duel, McEntee Gogic, and then have Devlin or whoever sweeping up and getting the ball and getting it to people that can do something about it, which will be fun. Right. Let's go on to Saturday then. What's our thoughts?
Kev's got a quiz as well if you want to do the quiz.
All right.
Right,
wait there then. We'll go for a P, Kev.
Go for a P, buddy.
No, that
don't make any difference. You'll still come back and probably.
He's a way to Google the answers, man. Watch him. You tell me.
Slick as fuck, this, isn't it? It's like we just get better and better. It's like never mind.
Oh, sorry, Andrew. I'll cut you off.
I was just never mind big physical hurts. Like the juggernaut continues. This is my story. Big physical bastards, big stupid wankers, whatever you want to say.
Aye, that's more like
it. Just roll on and on. Oh, absolutely class.
I'll keep it Hearts related now, Kev. But question for you: atmosphere on
Sunday's atmosphere. It was good. And look, we've spoken about it enough times. It's that two-way thing, isn't it? If the product on the park is high tempo, it's winning balls, it's putting your heart on the sleeve and winning those 50-50s, sometimes winning 60-40s, that kind of idea. If you win that, the crowd gets behind you. The crowd gets behind you, then as a player, that lifts you as well. So it's that continuous motion. If the product on the park, the way in which they play football, that effectively drives the fans. And the atmosphere on Sunday was really, really good. I mean, again, I quite like Tannadice, that old shed bit. And that's a hell of a lot better than even the new section that they've got. I mean, I say new; it's been there for about 25 years, but there's never really a great a great sort of atmosphere in that side. But in that sort of old school shed, it's a great great bit of laugh. And the Braga song was ringing out. I did think I see him. He's added it to somebody must have sent it on Instagram, and he's now actually added the actual version that was in our pod or in the chat to a montage of various different bits and pieces from him on his Instagram, which I thought was.
Does it surprise him? Maybe like he does a Sue celebration, so like he's got to.
That just on that Claudio Braga song, it made national Radio X. Johnny Vaughan played it on his Saturday. I think it's like early morning. Well, it's later morning. Sorry, show. The a wee section just to do with football songs, and somebody had recorded the Claudio Braga song full thing. And sent it in as a voice note, and they played out the full thing on air for however long it lasted. But I just didn't normally listen to that radio station, but it happened to be on in the car I was in, and fucking laughing my ass off. Absolutely brilliant. Now, I think he's put down a challenge to Hibs fans to come up with something better, which obviously they won't do.
Imagine if Hearts turned the Gorgie into that shed. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Imagine someone had that idea. Imagine that happened. How crazy would that be? If Hearts actually paid attention to how shite Tynecastle is and made it better. But let's move on. Right, Kev, you got a quiz?
Nice wee quiz with then a little added bonus at the end. I'll give you the question, and then I'll go around each of you just to get your answers.
I'll just keep my 100% streak running at the moment.
You try that, mate. And what I have done is I've made sure that you started following Hearts. You said in 2006, so I've not got any further.
It was a wee bit earlier than that. But fair play.
In that case,
talk shout. Made the good seasons and then went to 11.
That's it. So we'll start with this weekend being League Cup action. It still pains me to say it. One of the biggest annoyances in regards to a League Cup is the 96 League Cup final at Parkhead between Rangers and Hearts. And the first question, as I say, each of you can write your answers down. I'll come back. Who scored the third goal for Hearts on that particular day? So who scored the third goal for Hearts on that particular day?
David Weir.
We'll start with you, Andel.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I don't know. I think it's maybe David Weir. But I'm not.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess, Andy.
I fucking can't remember. I'll say David Weir just because Corbett said it first.
Exactly. Tam, what do you think would be the third goal scorer on that particular day?
I'm going to say David Weir.
Oh, yeah.
I was 3 years old.
The worst thing is Corbett's going to tell you it's somebody completely different and 52 years off. Corbett, who was the...
It was David Weir.
It was David Weir. No problems. The question number 2. This weekend it's Hearts versus St Mirren. Which player was the last player to move either in a sale or on loan between Hearts and St Mirren, or St Mirren and Hearts, whichever way you want to look at it? But between the two clubs, who was the last player to move directly between those two? And at this time, I will start with Ando. Corbett, keep your mouth shut.
I genuinely can't think. Wait, St Mirren, who have we given? The Herbalife boy, maybe.
Callahan?
Ross Callahan.
Oh, no. Was there no Gavin something? Did he not sell Gav Riley? Did he not sell Herbalife? Herbalife. He did.
He did.
Didn't
Yes, you're right, mate. Aye.
Nice, we've had a couple. You're going back to like fucking 2018 or something like that. I can't. That's the only one that I can think of. I can't think of anybody else since then.
No worries. Tam, same question. Who are you going with?
Who was that Romanian centre half we had? Did we sign him straight?
Mihal Popescu.
He played for St.
Popescu,
Mirren, but I think we might have not signed him straight for St. Mirren.
I think they not play for Hamilton.
Well, same thing.
St. Mirren now. It's all Glasgow. All Lanarkshire.
To be honest, that only just popped up in my head, but I thought it might be John Sutton before that, and that's a long time ago. So
certainly is, mate. Certainly is.
Well, randomly, I think we loaned St. Mirren Bobby's Lamal for like 3 weeks in an emergency loan because they didn't have a goalkeeper. I'm pretty sure we gave them Bobby's Lamal. I think that might, but we might have signed somebody. So I'm Bobby's Lamal. That's my guess.
So really good. It's a really good guess. He was second on the list. It was actually, would you believe?
Right, so is there someone else then?
Tony Watt in 2023.
Oh, you just said it. Did you hear it, Corbett? No.
No,
I never. I just heard 2023. Who is it?
Tony Watt.
Oh, what did we do?
That's according to London Hearts. I wasn't quite sure.
In 2023.
No, no chance. No, no chance.
I don't think so either. They had Bobby's Mal, they had Popescu, and the other one that I never realised was Ryan Edwards.
Ryan Edwards, yeah.
Tony Watt played with Hearts 2011 to 2013.
That's what I thought.
No,
is Gav Riley on your list?
What are we doing? This is getting embarrassing. Let's move to the next question. These are all wrong. These are all wrong. Tony Watt did not play with Hearts between 2011 and 2013.
No, I don't think so. I'll go back to the boys at London Hearts and give them dogs for that. It was last minute, I promise us.
He was
since 2006, Tam, the year you started following Hearts.
Connor Salmon was
there. Aye. How many games have been played between Hearts and St Mirren, and how many have Hearts won?
We'll start with you, Tam. Sorry, I'm just trying to do like fag paper maths. We've played them every year in the cup since then.
It's 2025. You know, say that word in America, Tam.
Oh, sorry. On a vape packet maths. 26.
26, and how many wins of that?
14 wins.
We've played St Mirren 26 times.
I don't know, man. How many?
In our history, is that what you're talking about in our history?
2006.
Since 2006.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Tam.
That's okay, man.
No worries. Corbett, so to 2006, as I say, I took that date because that was the date that Tam used to say he used to follow Hearts. How many games have been played between Hearts and St Mirren? How many?
56.
Games? 56. And how many wins of that 56?
30.
56 and 30. Same question at you, Ando.
I think Corbett's probably right around the 50 mark. I'll say 57, just to be a complete and utter dick about it. And wins, it's got to be quite a bit. Like, I'll go for 28 out of the 57.
Interesting. So, out of the 52 games that have been played since 2006, Hearts have won 24. Here we are.
Who wins that? Because that's on 50. So I was 2 off, but then I said 30 or 40 wins.
It was mainly about the actual games played.
Can you give us your stat, Corbett, about McInnes's record against St Mirren?
I think he's 4 defeats and 40.
Interesting.
Although his last time he did get beat 5-1 after him. The last time he went to the
No talk about it. And the biggest farce of a manager in a generation won his first game in charge. It was against St Mirren. What was the score that day, Corbett?
Sorry, what was the question?
The biggest farce of a manager in a generation won his first game in charge against St Mirren. So October of last year. What was the score?
It was 4-0.
No, I was going to say they've kenned this one right away.
Yep, and can
we scored
either of
3
yous-
goals in the last 4 minutes or something to make it look like we were actually comfortable when we weren't.
And between the three of you, can you name each of the goal scorers?
Wilson and Spittle, they were towards the end of the game. I can't remember the first two.
So
Wilson
two
was
of the
like, I
four.
don't even know how he got that because it like pure trickled off him and went in. Shanklin score?
Don't think he did.
So Spittle
Vargas?
scored 2 for Vargas. It was 2 for Kenny Vargas, wasn't it?
1 for Vargas, 1 for Wilson, 1 for Spittle, as you rightly say, and the other one was Ogie Cookie.
I
it was a
deleted
peach.
him. Deleted
it
him
was
from my
a-
memory.
It was an actual
25
peach,
yard
wasn't
out or something. Yeah.
What got me his move to Italy, was it no?
Yeah. Forgot about him.
Fine with that.
There we go, gents.
That was
Yeah,
terrible.
It
That was
was
absolute
it was quite terrible because you're asking how many games between this day and that date. Who fucking knows that?
There we go.
I'm
Andrew, you can do next week's.
You do the news desk. I'll do the quiz, and I'll make it. Tam, you've not got a fucking chance. We'll make
it was
a
definitely
battle.
Bobby's
Yeah,
Lamal or Ryan Edwards is the last folk that went to.
Aye.
To,
They were 2 and 3 on the list.
to be fair, Kev, I think the London Hearts page you've looked at is played for both sides. And then he last played for St Mirren in 2023.
Is that what they've done?
There you go.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Right.
Kevin,
Let's
didn't
end
be
it
fished
for-
next week, would you? Right.
Right. Let's
Wish I was.
end
wish I
it
was
before we
Christmas.
bore everybody. Right. Actually, was there any? We had anything on YouTube or anything that we've not covered?
Quite a lot of comments about Tam going for a piss and you going for a piss. Liam
Apologies.
L quite rightly says that, and there's up on screen, you have the bladder of a child.
very true.
And then Scott Lister chiming in, Bobby Zamal. I feel like I remember an emergency loan in the COVID season, but obviously,
Yep.
Only just reading that now. Not a lot of comments, if I'm honest, but we don't have a lot of people watching live because obviously I would imagine because the Hibs game's on, everybody's engrossed in that.
What the fuck are they watching that for?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
We watched. We gave St Mirren Bobby Zamal on loan during COVID, even though they voted for us, not for us to be demoted. Just in case.
To be
somebody
fair,
wants
that's not a good thing giving them Bobby Zamal, is it, though? Really?
No, but still, principles and all that stuff. Big, nice hearts. Let's be pals with everybody. Let's forget that you fucked us over. Let's
It's not like
forget
we've
the
also,
history that we have with that club. Do you know what I mean? Lions into Celtic and all that shit. Here's a goalkeeper to help you out. Rats. Anyway,
Corbett, it's not also like we've gave Yandanda to Dundee in the last week, but
don't wind me up. Right. predictions for Saturday then, Kev. What's your score going to be?
I think momentum is massive in regards to, as you said, the bounce game, just the way in which we actually finished the game on Sunday. I do suspect that St Mirren will be a slightly different game. I think Dundee United actually played, when they did have the ball, they did try and pass it around. So that's not really the way St Mirren will play. I would be interested to see if we do match them in the back three, as you say. I'd be quite interested to actually see Kabori go up against Gogic and properly ragdoll him. But I'll quite happily, because it's a cup game, I'll take a 1-0. But I do think we'll win it 2-0.
Okay. Thomas?
I think we will also win, but I think we might lose a goal. So it will be 2-1 to Hearts.
Ando?
Mikel Mandron, if he's still there, I'm not sure if he is. he'll score. But it won't matter because we'll score 3. It'll be 3-1 Hearts, roll out comfortable winners.
I'm going for a rinse and repeat of Sunday. I think it'll be 3-2 to Hearts. I think it'll be
interesting.
Depending on what. Remember the last time we played, one of the times we played there, it was like pure wind days in it and in the ball. I think we even scored directly for a corner because of the wind or whatever.
Because the wind took it in. Aye.
Yeah, the wind just took it in. So, right, cool boys. We will. We'll have a show on. No, I just got the show. What a wank. What a way to end it. We'll do it again on Sunday. We'll react to whatever happens at the Smisa Stadium on the Saturday. We should know by then who we have in the next round. Is that true? Or is there a Monday night game?
Good question, actually. I'm not sure. Let me just quickly check. There might be a game on Monday night for TV or whatever. But no, I think it's all wrapped up by Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
Cool. So we'll be able to discuss our trip to Celtic Park in the next round. So I'll see you all on Sunday, boys.
See you
Will
later.
do. See you
Catch
soon.
you later, guys.
Gorgados.